Hi everyone, it is alenajingle, and I'm here today with video number 8 in the series I'm doing, which is less popular alternatives to the top 100 girl names of 2014 in the US. In the description box below I have the link to the previous 7 videos and all of the videos for the boy alternatives that I did previously. So today I'm going to be talking about names 65 through 61, and at 65 in the year 2014 was the name Nevaeh. Nevaeh is literally just heaven spelled backwards. This name was virtually unheard of before the 2000s, and it entered the top 1000 for the first time in the year 2001 all the way up at 266. So it went from never being in the top 1000 girl names to all the way up in the 200s, which is insane, and has been in the top 100 girl names since 2005. So it has been popular for a long time and is actually going down in popularity, which means it used to be even more popular than 65. Singer Sunny Sandoval named his daughter Nevaeh, and Valerie Fairman from 16 and Pregnant named her daughter Nevaeh as well, and I definitely think that helped boost the name somehow. There's also a basketball player with triplets named Nevaeh, Jawan, and Jalen. This is a name that I think I get why it intrigues some people because of the beautiful sound, but it's not one that I find very appropriate as a name because it doesn't really make sense to use backwards words as names. Anyway, I have 3 really beautiful alternatives for this that I hope will definitely appeal to someone who is thinking about using the name Nevaeh. And my first alternative I have is Celestia. Celestia is a Latin name that means heavenly, wonderful, wonderful meaning. Celestia was actually the middle name of Carrie Ingalls, who is the younger sister of Laura Ingalls in the Laura Ingalls Little House on the Prairie book series. There is a Mount Celestia in the Dungeons and Dragons video game series, and a Princess Celestia on My Little Pony. I think this name is just absolutely gorgeous and totally needs to be used more, and I think that someone who likes Nevaeh might like Celestia because they're both long princessy names that end in A and have heaven related meanings. My next Nevaeh alternative I have is Estrella. Estrella is the Spanish word for star. There is a young actress named Eden Estrella. Dwayne Johnson's daughter in the Fast and Furious 7 movie is named Estrella, and there is a Spanish tennis player named Estrella Cabeza Candela. Joni Mitchell sings about an Estrella in her song Ladies of the Canyon as well. I think this name is just crazy, crazy gorgeous, and it is currently ranked at 839 and first entered the top 1000 girl names in 1997. So it is being used, but has definitely never been popular here. Beautiful name. This could also make a great Stella alternative as well, and I think that someone who likes Nevaeh might like Estrella because they both have celestial meanings and a similar sound. And my last Nevaeh alternative I have is Nereida. Nereida is a Greek name that means sea nymph, really fun meaning. Nereida Gallardo is a Spanish model and is the ex-girlfriend of soccer player Cristiano Ronaldo. Otherwise it is very rare. It was only in the top 1000 girl names 1 year in 1981 at 986 and has not been since then, and I think that someone who likes Nevaeh might like Nereida for that super similar sound. At number 64 in the year 2014 was the name Alexis for girls. This is a Greek name that means helper or defender, really great meaning. There are several female actresses with this name, such as Alexis Bledsoe, Alexis Knapp from the Pitch Perfect films, and there is a Gosselin daughter from the Gosselin sextuplets named Alexis as well. This first entered the top 1000 girl names in 1943, but was exclusively used for boys before then. It has been in the top 100 girl names since 1998 and was actually a top 10 girl name from the years 1996 through 2003. So not only has it been extremely popular in the last couple decades, but I do think it is starting to get dated as well. My first Alexis alternative I have is Alexia. This is a feminine form of Alexis, which means defender again. Alexia Fast and Alexia Rasmussen are young rising actresses, and there is a Princess Alexia of the Netherlands. I used to work at a daycare. I started working there in high school, and there was a darling little toddler there whose first and middle name was Alexia Aubree. I remember thinking that was extremely beautiful. This first entered the top 1000 girl names in the year 1981. It is now ranked at 270, so it is definitely being used, but it's not popular quite yet. And I think that someone who likes Alexis might like Alexia because they're only 1 letter apart. They have a similar looking sound. Alexia could also honor an Alexis, and they have the same meaning, of course. My next Alexis alternative I have is Amaris. This is the English form of the name Amariah, which means promised by God, really great meaning. Amaris Tenisma was in the news in the recent years because she was a successful runner while suffering from Tourette's. Really inspiring, lovely story. And athlete Zane Kirkner has a daughter named Amaris Mira Kirkner, beautiful name. This was in the top 1,000 girl names from the years 2003 through 2008, but is not currently, and I have always thought this name was absolutely stunning, and I think that someone who likes Alexis might like Amaris for that similar look and sound. And my last Alexis alternative is Zandrine. This is a feminine diminutive of Alexander, which means defending men. It is used mainly in France. It is typically used as a nickname for Alexandria as well. It is extremely rare in the US, but it has a super cool factor with that X beginning letter, and I think that someone who likes Alexis might like Zandrine because they both have the Alexander/Alexis roots. At number 63 in the year 2014 was the name Alexa, believe it or not, right by Alexis, and this is just a diminutive of Alexandra, meaning defending men again. Alexa Penavega is a very popular actress who first started out in the Spy Kids films. There is a gorgeous model named Alexa Chung, and Alexa Ray Joel is the daughter of Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley. This first entered the top 1,000 girl names in the year 1973 and has been in the top 100 girl names since 1998, so it is quite a popular name. My first Alexa alternative I have is Alessa. This is a feminine Italian diminutive of the name Alessandra, which again means defending men. Alessa Gillespie is the name of the lead character from the film Silent Hill, but it is otherwise surprisingly underused, especially because the name Alyssa has been popular for a long time. I would think Alessa would definitely appeal to a lot of namers in the US, and I think that someone who likes Alexa might like Alessa for that super similar sound, and they also have the same meaning. My next Alexa alternative I have is Aletta. This is a name I talk about a lot because it goes in and out of my top girl names quite often. It is an Italian name that means winged. I personally think that it's very accessible because she could have Ali or Letty as nickname options, but it is otherwise incredibly rare, and once again, this used to be my top girl names as a middle name. I go back and forth whether or not I can use it because it's very similar to my own name, but I would love to see someone else use this name, and I think that someone who likes Alexa might like Aletta for its very similar look and sound. The last alternative I have for Alexa, I debated whether or not to keep it or find a new one, but I've only heard someone ever talk about this name in one other name video, and so I'm going for it, and that is my own name, Elena. This is a Slavic form of the name Helen, which means shining light. There is a Russian supermodel named Elena Shishkova, a child actress in the recent movie War Room named Elena Pitts, and a Czech supermodel named Elena Saradova. Singer Kevin Jonas and his wife had a baby a couple years ago and named her Elena Rose Jonas, and that was the first time I'd ever seen anybody use Elena with my spelling on their baby. It was really exciting for me. This name was barely in the top 1,000 girl names twice in the 80s, and then entered the top 1,000 girl names again in the year 1993, and is now ranked at 617. So it is being used, but it's definitely never been popular in the US, and I would love to see this name used more. There are several spellings of Elena being used, but mine is pretty uncommon still. I've only personally met someone face to face with my name spelling one time. It was a little girl a couple of years ago. And yeah, I've always loved my name and I always get compliments on my name, and I think it would make a great Alexa alternative because of that very similar look and sound. At number 62 in the year 2014 was the name Lucy. This is an English feminine form of Lucius, which means light. I really love the idea of Lucy as a middle name, and there is a namer who named her daughter Juniper Lucy. I was really excited to see that's what her little girl's name was, because again, I think it's really refreshing as a middle name. There are lots of actresses with this name, like Lucy Liu, Lucy Lawless from the Xena Warrior show, Lucy Hale from Pretty Little Liars, L.M. Montgomery, who wrote the Anne of Green Gables books. Her first name, the L, stands for Lucy. Danny DeVito, Scott Wolf, the actor, and Eli Manning all have daughters named Lucy. There are just lots of celebrities with little girls named Lucy. I also think of Lucy Pevensie from the Narnia books, the show I Love Lucy, and the song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. There are just loads of associations with this name, and I think that a lot of people at least know one of them and think of it as a positive association, but I don't think people realize how insanely popular Lucy is right now. I see little Lucys being born constantly. My first alternative I have for Lucy is Lilou. This is a French name meaning little lily. I absolutely love that meaning so much. And in France, this is typically used as a nickname for Liliane, which is their French form of the name Lillian. There is an author named Lilou Mace, but it's not very common at all. I would totally love to see it used more in the US, and I think that someone who likes Lucy might like Lilou because they're both short forms of names that have the Lou sound in them. My next alternative I have for Lucy is Lucille. This is the French feminine form of Lucius, which again means light. Of course, most people will think of the iconic actress Lucille Ball with this name, and Maya Rudolph recently had a little girl and named her Lucille. This was in the top 100 girl names through 1937, left the top 1,000 girl names in 1976, and just re-entered in 2003, and is now ranked at 343 and is rising in popularity, which I think is absolutely wonderful because I think this is a darling old-fashioned name and I love that it's being used more, and I think it would make a great Lucy alternative because they have a similar sound and the same meaning. And Lucy, of course, could be a nickname for Lucille. And my last Lucy alternative I have is Lulu. This is an Arabic name that means pearl, wonderful meaning. This is often used as a nickname for longer names such as Louisa and Lucinda and Lucy. Lululemon is the name of a very popular clothing online company, and there's a child actress named Lulu Lambrose. There is a 60s Scottish singer who went by just Lulu. There is a character from the soap opera General Hospital named Lulu Spencer. Paul Simon also has a daughter named Lulu, so Lulu Simon, great name. This is in the top 1,000 girl names through 1939 and has not been since then. I think a lot of people think this can only be a nickname, but it does have its own meaning in Arabic again, and I just absolutely adore this. And I think that someone who likes Lucy might like Lulu for the similar sound, and since they can both be nicknames for other names. And my last name for this video at number 61 in the year 2014 was the name Aubree with this spelling. Now I specify with the spelling because clearly this is not the original spelling of Aubree. That other original spelling is actually even more popular, which means there are two spellings of Aubree in the top 100 girl names, making it a very, very popular name in the US right now. This spelling is of course just a variant of Aubree spelled A-U-B-R-E-Y, and it means elf king. There was someone in the Teen Mom 2 show who used this spelling with her daughter, which of course made it shoot up in popularity, and if you include all the different spellings together, this actually makes Aubree a top 10 girl name right now. This spelling entered the top 1,000 girl names in 1991 and has been in the top 100 girl names since 2011. My first Aubree alternative I have is Aurelie. This is an English feminine form of the name Aurelius, which means golden, really great meaning. There is a classic song that is sung to the tune of Elvis's Love Me Tender called Aurelie, and this could also be spelled A-U-R-E-L-I-E and can also be pronounced O'Reilly with that spelling. There's an actress named Aurelie Burns with this spelling, but it is otherwise very rare in the US, and I think that someone who likes Aubree might like Aurelie because it has a very similar look. My next Aubree alternative I have is AIMEE or AIMEE. This is a French name that means beloved, really great meaning. There's an actress named Amy Teagarden, a singer named Amy Mann, a voice actress named Amy Carrero, and an actress named Amy Garcia. There's also a Game of Thrones actress named Amy Richardson. Ozzy Osbourne has a daughter with this spelling, and of course this name can be spelled A-M-Y, which would be the English form of this name. But neither of those spellings are in the top 100 girl names right now, and this was actually in the top 1,000 girl names most years and is now ranked at 815. So it's being used, but not too much. And I think that someone who likes Aubree might like AIMEE because they're both two-syllable A names that end in that E-E look. And my last Aubree alternative I have is Bria. Bria is an Irish name that means vigorous. This is the capital of the African Republic. Haute Koto is called Bria, and Eddie Murphy has a daughter named Bria. This first entered the top 1,000 girl names in the year 1991 and is now ranked at 521, so it is being used in the US. And I think that someone who likes Aubree might like Bria because they're both kind of more modern names that could go by Brie as a nickname. That's it for this video. Please let me know what your favorites of the names I listed were in the comments below and any other alternatives you like for these names. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!